All right, this is a brand new pellet grill. I just put it together. I'm going to show you how to break it in. We'll call this the initial firing instructions as the document shows. What you're going to do is you're going to open up your grill. You're going to take out your grates. You're going to take out the drip pan and the heat shield that's underneath that. I'll show you that in a second. All right, so the first thing you're going to do is pull out your grates on the bottom. That was kind of loud. Then the second thing you're going to do is this large piece of metal. This is your drip pan. You're going to pull this out. It's out now. FYI, it gets very, very hot in the sun. And then this is the cover that they're talking about. So you're going to take this cover that covers up where the pellets are going to discharge the smoke. So if you go back to the instructions, what we did was number one, remove the grills, the grease drain pan, that's the big metal sheet at the bottom, and then the heat baffle was the last one. Then it says open up the pellet hopper, make sure there are no foreign objects in the auger, and then we're going to plug in your power cord and then turn the dial onto smoke. So double check that there's your auger. That's what that piece, it'll spin like this and it'll push the pellets into this box right here, and then this is what heats up and then produces the smoke out of that hole right there. All right, so this is the control knob on this particular Z grill. You can see you've got an on-off switch right here. It just toggles back and forth. And then you've got your shutdown cycle, smoke, and then this obviously as you turn it to the right like this, will start your temperature selection. So I plugged it in, I have it on, and I'm gonna switch it to smoke. If you'll notice, there's a little white tab right here. It's a little hard to read when you're standing straight up because of the angle. So the instructions are, after I did plug it in, so don't forget to do that. Sorry about the shadow. Let's see if we can get rid of that. There we go. Well, a little better. Pretty sunny today. So right here, it says turn the dial to smoke. Don't put it on the box there. I'm gonna set my paper on fire. That's where all the action comes from. As you can see, you can probably hear it. You can even see like a little bit of dust kicking through there. So basically what you want to, again, it says do not touch it, it's very hot. Wait about 1 to 2 minutes, confirm that the auger is turning. Hold your hands above the fire hot to confirm it is blowing hot air. The hot rod will heat up and you should be able to sense that the heat is coming for approximately 1 to 2 minutes. So in summation, make sure you plug it in, turn your power on, turn it to smoke. I can hear the blower coming. No heat yet. Blower is definitely on. It does smell like burning metal at the moment. So I'm gonna say that's good. The auger, it's right down there, has not turned yet. All right, so it's been about, I don't know, maybe 30 seconds. You can see, hopefully you can see, there's a little bit of smoke, a little bit of white smoke kind of coming off the metal. The auger did turn a tad. It's not turning at the moment. A little bit more smoke, you can kind of see it now. It's coming out of the hot box. My temperature right now is at 98 degrees. All right, so it's been about 2 minutes roughly. I've noticed a couple things here. The amount of smoke has pretty much remained the same. Put your hand over it. It's not super hot, but it's definitely, it's for sure warm. I'm at 104, can't see it because of the 104 degrees. The auger, it's not turning right now, but it'll turn kind of this way really slowly, and it kind of stops, and then it'll do it for, I don't know, maybe 3 to 4 or 5 seconds, and then it stops. So you can, it doesn't constantly churn, just as an FYI, because obviously it wouldn't be able to keep up in the box. So it just slowly kind of pushes the pellets in. So it's been about 2 minutes. Per the instructions, it says to turn your knob to shutdown cycle, but do not turn it off. Let it sit for about 10 minutes, and then we're gonna go to the next step to fill the hopper with some pellets. All right, next step. So is shut down. The motor is off. You're gonna fill the hopper with pellets. As you see here, it says turn the temperature dial to high. It takes some time to travel through the tube. Once the pellet starts to drop, turn it to shutdown cycle. And it says leave the grill until it shuts off automatically. So this is kind of a quick where you're gonna fill it with pellets. I've got a 20-pound bag of pellets right there, and there's a bazillion different types of pellets you can buy. And again, just as a refresher, we're gonna turn it to high. Once it starts moving, shut it down. All right, pellets are in the hopper. We're gonna close the lid and make sure that the power is on. Said turn it to high. There goes the fan. You can't really tell because of the way the video does it, but it's blinking at 450 for high. It's at 111 right now. I'm gonna let it run. All right, it's been about 12 minutes maybe, and you can see there's definitely some smoke rolling out of here. I'm only at about 129. I know you can't read that because of the way the camera does it. Now it's up to 130, and so it took a good 10 minutes. Can't really tell much difference there, but let's look inside. You can definitely see some flame, so we are flaming now. Okay, so the last step here is where you're going to wrap the drip pan in tin foil. So get you some tin foil. If you have heavy duty, that's ideal. We're just going to wrap it all the way around. We're not going to make it super fancy, but it covers up and helps with cleanup. And then, as it says here, it says open the lid, set the dial to smoke. A few minutes later, you see a white gray smoke coming out of the grill. Close the lid and set it on high for 45 minutes. Put all the parts and pieces back in, and it says please preheat for 10 minutes before adding food. All right, so this is the drip pan wrapped in tin foil. Make sure you leave this there's a little opening right here for the grease to drip into that hole into your bucket. Put the box on that goes underneath right there. Make sure that's in place. And then put your grates back in, the other main grates as well. And then we're gonna turn it on and cook it for 45 minutes to preheat all the stuff out of it. All right, grates are back in, power's on. Turn it to smoke. You hear the fan kick on, leave the lid open and wait for the white smoke to come out. Okay, it's been, I don't know, maybe only 5 minutes. You can see, maybe see it. The whitest smoke, here it is, it's starting to come up. Nothing's really changed other than that. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna close the lid and I'm gonna turn it to high. Set for about 45 minutes. I'm sure at some point it'll roll some smoke and I'll check in about maybe 20. All right, I've been on high for about 25 minutes. It's at 413 degrees. It's hot. 20 more minutes. All right, so I shut the grill off. This is the end of the video. What I thought was interesting, I did want to show you this, is nothing really looks burnt. So you can kind of see a little bit of purple right there where the metal was hot, but it looks exactly the same way it did before. You can see where definitely some of the pellets have dropped down. There was a little hole here for a while, but then they just kind of dropped and filled in. Again, make sure your power's on, it's plugged in. The shutdown cycle, I read a little bit about that. It's pretty important to kind of get it cooled off. You don't want to just cook and then just turn it off. So make sure you do let the blower run for a while. Make sure your hopper's full of pellets so it can fuel it. And then the other thing I was going to share is there's no baffle here. So this goes directly into the hole, which is, you probably can't see it. There you go, see a little bit of the daylight right there. So if you have animals or even kids, I definitely make sure you remove this and clean this up after each use. Oh, the other thing I forgot to show you is this. So this does spin. I don't know if I can show you. When you install it, there's a screw right there, so you can adjust this up and down if you would like to let more or less air come out of there. And that's it. I hope that was helpful. There's a bunch of stuff right here for safety precautions. Always use it outdoors. Keep combustibles at least 2 feet away. Obviously, kids, gasoline should be obvious, but it's not. And again, make sure that you unplug your grill when you're done with it.